Welcome to our first Directors Update of 2020. There have been no changes to the staff team since our last update in December 2019, but I'm delighted to report that we've recently appointed a new trustee with significant research experience to join our board. Professor Rosemary Varley will replace Professor Caroline Glendenning, who stepped down as a trustee at the end of last year after 12 years. As you know, the results of the NAC election were recently announced, and I'd like to congratulate Jeff Adams-Spink and Phil Williams on their re-election, and also welcome Gary Skyner as a member of the NAC. Very sadly, I have to report that one of our beneficiaries, Janet Benham, passed away in February following a late diagnosis of cancer. We also accepted a new beneficiary in late December, so that means that the total number of beneficiaries still stands at 460.
We are now making final arrangements for the payment of annual grants on the 6th of April. Over 70% of you have already returned your annual grant forms to let us know how and when you want these funds to be paid to you. But if you haven't yet done so, please let us have your form as soon as possible. We know how important it is to you that grant payments are not delayed, so we have been taking steps to ensure that the process will go smoothly, even if some staff are ill or the whole staff team has to self-isolate and work at home due to concerns about the coronavirus. We have received some questions from beneficiaries about whether the recent poor performance of financial markets, and particularly the drop in Diageo's share price, will impact on the amount of funding available to beneficiaries. I would just like to reassure you that even though share prices can fluctuate, the amount you receive in your annual grant each year has been agreed with Diageo and will not change, irrespective of stock exchange performance.
Since our last update, we've introduced 2 new peer support volunteering roles. The first one focuses on helping those beneficiaries who want to make changes to their health and fitness but need some help to do so. And the second one focuses on beneficiaries who need technical help, and that can be in areas like aids, equipment and adaptations, IT and internet use, smart home technology, and even electric vehicles. If you think you've got the necessary knowledge and skills to take on one of these new volunteer roles and you've got the time to offer support, please get in touch with Annabelle and she'll tell you more about what's involved. Similarly, if you want to find support in any of these areas, please contact Annabelle about that too. Annabelle has been busy increasing the level of support we provide to our volunteers who give such valuable help to other beneficiaries, and she's been introducing new ways to keep them in touch with each other and sharing information.
The local event in Liverpool in January went really well, so I'd like to thank everyone who came along and helped to make the day such a success. Our first Capacity to Connect event for professional deputies and case managers supporting our beneficiaries who lack capacity took place last month. It was really well attended, and the feedback from attendees was overwhelmingly positive. We've now finalised our programme of trust events for 2020. We're planning the next local event to take place in Newcastle on the 10th of June. Our Wellbeing 2020 event is going to take place in Loughborough on the 25th of September. And our next Future Money Matters event is going to take place in Manchester on the 20th of October. Thank you to Kevin, Dawn, Carolyn, Bob and Roz for undertaking venue visits so that we can be confident that the venues we use for our events are fully accessible for our beneficiaries. As you may be aware, the Thalidomide Society and the NAC have made the difficult decision to cancel their joint event, which was planned for the 25th of April at the Radisson Blu in Stansted. The reason for this is that beneficiaries' health is paramount and there's an elevated risk of infection from coronavirus because the venue is an airport hotel. The event will be rescheduled and we'll share details as soon as they're confirmed.
Our £100 weight loss challenge is well underway and we're already a third of the way towards our target of losing a combined £100. You can still join the challenge, just sign up on the website, and as well as tracking your weight loss, you can access support and advice from other beneficiaries on the forum. Our project with Loughborough University, which explores how to remove barriers to physical activity for beneficiaries, has kicked off, with a number of focus groups having taken place and a few more scheduled. We'd love to hear from you about your experience of physical activity, whether good or bad, especially if you live in Scotland or Northern Ireland. Just contact Annabelle if you're interested in taking part. As Deborah mentioned earlier, our Wellbeing 2020 event is planned for the 25th of September. This will be an exciting interactive health and wellbeing expo with the opportunity to have on-the-spot medical checks alongside watching cookery demonstrations, meeting fashion and image therapists, viewing gadgets and equipment and lots more. We'd like as many people as possible to come along and find out a bit more about successfully moving into a healthy later life. The coronavirus is impacting on all our lives, and the guidance on how to deal with it is changing almost daily. At the Trust, our priorities have been to make sure that we have robust plans in place so that we can continue to provide support and payments to you all, even if key staff become ill or have to close our office, and to ensure that our most vulnerable beneficiaries have the support and contingency plans in place for the care arrangements. We've already sent out a couple of updates to beneficiaries and will send more if there are significant changes, but our advice is to regularly check the guidance from the Department of Health and Social Care. There's a link on the screen here, and get in touch with the Health and Wellbeing team if you have your own specific concerns.